guys, now we will go on in
ваши.
English already, because we do have some now English speaking followers already, because I do brand new on my channel. My channel, it is 6 years old already, and I have more than 4,000 videos there. I'm very productive, but what I do now, it is brand new, because I decided to go and see happy families. I help to people to create a lot of happy families, and some people are ready to see me. You didn't want to see me, but I asked to invite.
No problem. No problem.
And I want to start even not from how you made your decision. I want to make a compliment for Mike first, because he pronounced my name absolutely right without any accent. Could you please do it for me again?
Galalucky.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And who will tell us your love story?
Love story.
Yeah.
Is it a love story or a love-hate relationship?
It's up to you how you get it. How you get it.
It's purely a love story. I must give some background. I was formerly married to a West German lady, so I know the European culture and the habits. All of her aunts and her mother and grandmother, they were all very kind and welcomed me into the family. That was great. It was a bit of a culture shock, but it was a great experience. Unfortunately, she passed in early 2018. I lived as a bachelor for a few months, decided this was not the way to live.
Yeah.
Microwave meals are not very good dietitians. So, like many others, I joined, I think, several dating services. I can't tell you on which one I discovered Maria.
Match.
What was it?
Match.
Match.com. Well, I knew before I went into the system what I was looking for. I was looking for a European woman to start with. I want no drama in my life. I've
No
had
drama,
enough.
please. Yes, enough.
So I selected European women, and I knew the Western European culture. I was not familiar with Eastern European culture, so I said, well, let's keep moving east. This was the only woman on there
It's the only, no,
that,
not my choice.
that met my criteria. No, that met my criteria. So luckily, she was already in this country. I did not have to spend time and effort going to Russia or Ukraine to find the right person. She was living in Bend, Oregon at the time. My home of residence was Yakima, Washington. And it was very convenient for us to talk on the internet. And we arranged a little trip with them from Bend to Yakima. They came up, and I think Diana and Dennis spent the weekend.
Yep.
And Maria stayed with me for a short while. And then she had to go get her green card application filed in California, of all places. So Diana came back up, got her, and they left. And I was again batching for a month or more, and finally arranged a trip to Bend, where Diana was married to a fellow. And that was a very interesting weekend, but I went back home, and then luckily Maria's daughter decided it was time to leave. So
you didn't have much time to date years and years?
Not really much time at all, no. So they departed Bend and went to Boulder because Diana and her son are college students, and they thought that was the educational place to be.
Yep.
Well, they were tasked with finding a home for Maria and I. There were 3 women, the realtor, Diana, and Maria. And I kept telling the realtor, find me some acreage, but it has to be something that makes Maria happy. They started looking in Boulder, and they just kept moving south and south and south. Finally, Diana took her to the Garden of the Gods over here. And she said, this is the place. So they started looking for homes locally. I kept telling the realtor, I want some acreage, I want some acreage, I want some acreage, but make Maria happy. So I got the phone call, we found the place. I sold everything I owned up there except a U-Haul trailer full of stuff that they had previously packed that they wanted to keep. I loaded that trailer up, sold my house, and drove to Boulder. Picked her up in Boulder. I think only one night we stayed, right? Yes, we stayed one night in Boulder with them.
It was in October, 2nd October.
Is that when it was? And I think it only took me 3 days to get here because my brother kept booking motels along the way, and I couldn't drive straight through. I would have driven straight through from Yakima to Boulder, but my brother messed that up.
No, he did a good job. We do not need to do it anymore.
So we made Boulder. Next day we came down here to Colorado Springs and rented a place on the west side, an apartment building, and started the paperwork for the purchase of this place that they had found. I actually never saw this place until we closed and moved in.
Because you trusted and wanted her to be happy.
Then I went out and I saw we have almost 1/4 acre, and I'm accustomed to a fairly large amount of acreage. I had to abandon all of my gas-powered equipment. Now I'm using battery-powered equipment, which is very inefficient. But the first year, we just spent rehabilitating the backyard and the garden.
It is beautiful. It is beautiful.
A lot of work. Since then, my mind is going a little bit wacko, and I spend all my time on the computer because there's nothing left to do except pull weeds. But we're doing fine. She loves the garden. But we eventually decided this is not the place to be.
Good.
So we
now she tries to make you more happy.
Well,
you will get your acreages at last.
Yes, she also basically wants what I want, some acreage with lots of foliage around it. Here it's pretty sparse foliage unless you go into the mountains. So we took a little trip to North Carolina last month during the heat so we could see what the humidity was, if it was really bad. We found that North Carolina is nice.
It is nice,
It is not as humid as people say it is, especially if you're at the 2,000 to 3,000 foot level. Very mild temperature. South Carolina is a totally different story. Very humid, very stormy. We encountered big storms on our flight back to Colorado Springs, but we have gotten along well. We use cell phone translator when it's necessary, and it's extremely humorous at times because she will hit the English side and speak Russian, and we get some very strange translations. Even when we speak our own languages, the translator is not perfect.
We can't understand very often when we speak the same language. But if you want to understand each other, even the wrong translation help you a lot to understand each other.
There are a lot of Russian words. If I say grass or lawn, Russians don't call it that. They call it the carpet. Something like that. So I will have to ask her to clarify the meaning of some of these words that come back in the translation. But we get along fine, except when she says, I speak to you and goes for her cell phone, then I know I'm in trouble. I don't find out what it is until she speaks to me. It's usually okay.
Yeah. Mike, are you happy?
Oh, I'm extremely happy with this one. She's a tyrant, but I love it. And if I come back at her, I do the finger thing. She says, "You're not my mother."
But she feeds you very good.
Oh God, I have trouble with her eating. She eats and eats, and I don't need a lot. Nicotine and caffeine keep me going all day long.
Oh
so
my gosh.
I can subsist on one meal a day. She doesn't
No,
like that.
Slavonic ladies likes to feed,
Oh,
to cook, to feed.
I'm well aware of that.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
appreciate it. I really appreciate
I
it.
do remember the reason why you started searching a partner because you didn't want microwave food.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. But yeah, I'm just not a big eater.
Yeah, Mike, I want you to tell to everybody, because I said at the very beginning, the reason why I wanted to be in your family, to show ladies all over the world who watched me, that the life is not over at 40,
Oh,
not
gosh, no.
over at 50,
Gosh, no.
and not at 60.
No.
When you let yourself to be happy, you can find your partner for lives.
Galina, I am turning 80 in October.
You do a good job. You are missing acreages to walk at.
Yes.
I'm lazy already.
No,
So I will come in October to celebrate you 8 years old.
that will be fine. We'll be somewhere.
Because we are going to be neighbors. I live
Somewhere.
on the South Carolina, but
Yeah.
just 5 miles from North Carolina. So it is kind of the same weather, and I like it better than in Oklahoma. Because
gosh,
July and August it was horrible there.
Yes.
And here in South Carolina it was much milder.
Yeah, yeah.
I just loved it.
Yeah.
I just loved it.
We will be relocating somewhere between Asheville and Franklin. We're tending towards Franklin, which is
So
right on the Tennessee.
I
border.
promise you guys, you're not going to rid of me.
Пироги.
You feed me very good, and your lady has such a green thumb. I need your help.
Oh, no problem. She'll be more than happy to
And
help.
when I need just a company to talk and to laugh, I will be in your place again,
Not a
again, and
problem.
again.
Not a problem at all. Yeah,
So
or-
the atmosphere of happiness in your house, I can feel it.
Oh,
And I
it's there.
feel myself so comfortable with you guys
Not a
because
problem.
you make each
We
other
try.
happy. Yes, and we do feel it. Yes, Дианочка, правда же?
Абсолютно. Да, да. Глазки сияют, шутят, играются, как дети.
Да, ой, хорошо, очень хорошо. Maria, you can speak Russian or English,
Щипают
what is
друг
more
друга.
comfortable for you,
Короче.
because I have people, Russian speaking, English speaking, so just feel yourself comfortable. Any language you want.
Say half Russian, half English, huh?
Russian. Пока еще Russian
It's easy,
превалирует.
right? It's easy.
Мгм. Но уже много, пока говорят, не думаешь на английском, ты еще не знаешь английский.
Когда ж я его узнаю?
Ну,
Наполовину, мамулька. Через
ну,
год
много
будешь-
знаю,
очень много понимаю.
Oh,
Понимаю, но не все, Галочка. Когда быстро
I've
говорят,
got
я не могу.
Okay.
two more things to do.
Okay,
Yes, please,
okay.
please.
Well, just we will let him to finish, okay? Or not finish, just to end.
There
Tell
are-
anytime.
There are two more items that I need to bring up
Okay.
regarding her learning English.
Okay.
The other one is regarding English, or regarding religion. The first is that the first words I heard from her in English were money hungry. I don't know where she
Я
learned
сказала,
that.
если но money, bunny honey. Он понял сразу. Если я подхожу, говорю, money honey. Да.
And the second issue is, you might call it a religious issue. I don't know if that's true or not, but I kept hearing about people going into separate dark rooms, closing the door, and meditating. Well, in my mind, what I have been taught forever, meditation is a guru thing. Deep thinking.
She's guru, she's guru.
Deep thinking and looking at the inner self. Well, when we rented the apartment on the west side of Colorado Springs, it was one big room. She said she was going to meditate. So she went.
Галочка всем рассказывает, что я медитирую, докторам всем. Я так думаю, класс.
And she lay down on the couch, and I says, wow. This is
Потом
heavy
слышишь, храп
stuff.
раздается.
And the next thing I heard was
Deep meditation.
so much for meditation. I discovered the truth about Russian meditation.
Ну я хорошо медитирую, Галочка.
No, yes, she said me that she did a lot of work just to change her mind because it was
Первое время.
very depression first time and negative and thoughts were not
Oh, yes.
right
Oh, yes.
and she wanted to work on it and it helped, you know, she's very
Галочка, у меня бывало, что я ночи не спала, с меня страхи выходили. И такие проходили, даже чуть ли не с детства, чуть ли не с самого этого.
Хорошо, что все
И сейчас даже
Мамочка, всё
периодически.
Ну,
да.
конечно, мамулька.
Нет, пусть проговорит,
Через войну, Донецк.
Да, вот
через
это в
через
Донецке
бомбежки.
была война, и я как раз была вот этот Киевский район, где вот это бомбили.
Ну да.
И я ж туда на кровать свою, на постель свою.
Ага, как хорошо, что дочечка вас спрятала
Да.
сначала в Европе от этой войны, смогла
Да.
оплачивать вам
Да.
жилье,
Да.
а потом забрала.
Со
Какую ты
здоровьем,
хорошую работу
мне
сделала.
на со здоровьем.
Вот счастливая пара.
Да.
She,
Guys, let's eat a little bit. Then, okay.
she has had bad times, especially at
Yeah.
night. She bears scars from the war in
Yeah.
Donetsk.
Yeah.
They're on her body.
Yeah.
So I know what she went through.
Yeah, it's
And she had some pretty bad times at night in the beginning, but
Yeah.
now it's smoothing out. There's
Yeah.
very little of it anymore.
Good.
Yeah.
Guys, let's eat first because I wanna this Mike. I wanna you to let us know what is your favorite food your new wife makes for you.
Pishki and borscht.
Пышки with garlic.
No,
No.
it doesn't matter.
Галочка, а можно я моим родным передам привет? У Якубовича можно.
У Якубовича, если можно, то у нас всяко можно.
Я передаю всем моим родным, братьям, сестрам, детям, моим внукам, правнукам огромный привет и пожелание, чтобы приехали к нам в гости и посмотрели, как здесь живут.
Я
увидите,
хочу показать, что мы все правдишные, мы здесь вместе сидим,
Да.
и я притащилась, и вот мы тут.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Очень
Алексей,
счастливы.
Вера, Галочка, все остальные, приезжайте,
Всем
пожалуйста, в
привет.
гости к нам. Мы
Все
любим всех вас. Галочку увидите в Каролайн, если специально приглашу, когда приедете.
Да, мы еще сегодня
не один
вечером
раз.
выйдем, когда будет вечер там, или утро уже следующего дня, мы будем поздравлять внучку сегодня.
Да, это же
сделаем трикол оттуда и отсюда, и все вместе поздравим.
Это же всемирно известный человек
Ой,
у нас, по всему миру. Так наши же женщины везде замужем, такие умницы, такие красавичные и умные женщины. Все. Все.
Yeah.
Молодец, мама. Молодец.
А то у Якубовича можно, и я хочу привет передать.
Не знаю сколько, пока говорит. Yes, Mike.
Galina, if you need it, I do have an Apple hot wire.
It would be nice. Maybe we will do
Интересно
something.
договориться, акцентом.